7:15. Our top focus continues to be on Karnataka, and of course, we'll continue to track all the details that come in. Now, you are a judge, not an agent. Now, this is a remark by Union Minister Pralhad Joshi against the head of a commission in Karnataka, and this has now sparked a massive controversy. Mr. Joshi recently criticized retired Justice Michael D. Cunha, who's investigating the BJP-led government's 2020 procurement of the PPE kits in Karnataka. Times Network has exclusively accessed the report, the details of which, of course, also include questionable transactions, procurements, and also tenders at the Health and Family Welfare Commissionerate. Now, the Commission found instances of alleged wasteful spending and rule violations, recommending disciplinary action against officials who are responsible for the mismanagement, neglect, and also favoritism. Based on this, the Cunha Commission recommended, of course, prosecution of the former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa and also the former Health Minister B. Sriramulu. But Union Minister Pralhad Joshi has now not just questioned the timing of the interim report, but also called Cunha as an agent. Now, Joshi called him an agent and questioned the timing of the report, which implicates the former CM and the former Health Minister. In response, the Karnataka Congress has now submitted a petition to Governor Thawarchand Gehlot demanding action against the Union Minister for defaming the former Justice John Michael D. Cunha. My colleague Neha joins us on the broadcast to get us more details on this. Neha, a big controversy there. Of course, the comments made by Pralhad Joshi in the heat of the election fervor clearly not going down well with the Congress, and of course, the Congress now even approaching the governor.
Well, Ashish, that's right. Of course, we've seen the politics playing out over this entire commission's report itself, that was submitted to the government. While on one hand, the Congress, of course, has defended its stand here, going on to say that this is not political vendetta, that there were irregularities during the previous BJP tenure, which needed to be probed. The BJP, of course, going on to suggest that this is nothing but political vendetta at the time of the bypolls in the state of Karnataka. And the fact that the BJP, of course, here is, in fact, also being targeted by the government on various other fronts like the Kalyan Karnataka scam as well. Now, in light with that, of course, we're seeing that as a part of, this continuous coverage that we've been on, we've also now managed to access, 4 of the inquiry reports that have been submitted by the Cunha Commission to the government exclusively, which talk about the kind of irregularities, whether this has to do with the purchase of PPE kits, with the purchase of RT-PCR test kits, medical equipment, or whether this has to do with the construction of oxygen LMO plants, in fact, hiring of officials there without government approval, tenders, in fact, being executed there without government approval, a host of irregularities. The Commission, most importantly, has recommended for 2 aspects. 1, the fact that all of the excess money that was spent should be recovered, and 2, legal action be taken against all of those officials, whether from the Health and Family Welfare Department or the previous government, who were responsible for having allowed this to happen under their nose. Now, on Saturday, of course, we already spoke about how, the Commission has also now recommended for prosecution here against 2 senior BJP leaders, former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa and the former Health Minister Sriramulu as well. In tandem with that, of course, now we're seeing possibly the government would be meeting for a cabinet meeting tomorrow, a cabinet subcommittee that was formed to probe this entire issue. But most importantly, what action are we going to be seeing coming through is something that's only going to further the political feud here in the state.
Absolutely, Neha. Like you rightly pointed out, the comment gains significance given the fact that it's come from a union minister and not just a BJP functionary. Appreciate you joining us on the broadcast, getting us all the latest details as far as this entire controversy is concerned. In fact, we'll of course be discussing this in detail right now. And joining us right now, Dr. Sudha Halkai, who's a spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. And I believe in a short while, we'll also be joined by Lavanya Ballal, spokesperson of the Congress. First, I'll of course start with Sudhaji here from the BJP. Sudhaji, a massive controversy over this statement from your leader, Union Minister Pralhad Joshi. The Congress now says that instead of taking the allegation seriously, instead of trying to probe into it and take action, you are now resorting to mudslinging on a person whose job was only to give out a report and recommend any prosecution if necessary.
Very good evening to all our viewers. The first thing is the intention of this probe is very much questionable. Even I go with that. And it seems to be a vindictive politics over here. It's a clear image of vindictive politics over here. And first of all, the notice is not served to Sri Ram and Yediyurappa ji. Second thing is, at that moment during the pandemic, of all the medical protective measures, we didn't have good manufacturing over there. And that was the need of the hour to take care of the frontline workers, especially the doctors and the health caretakers. And it was our duty to keep them safe and comfortable so that they can comfortably perform their duty. Second thing is, I would like to ask, was any other country also in the same situation where they could they could manufacture the PPE kits or N95 mask immediately overnight? No, that was not possible. It was only in India that we have started from zero to manufacturing of more than 2.5 lakhs of PPE kits and N95 masks within a span of 1 year. And this is only because of the vision of the Atma Bharat, let me tell you. And when there is a fire, it is the need of the hour to extinguish the fire, irrespective of from where we are taking or what we are taking. It is because the fire should not spread. And the thing is, we didn't have the manufacturing of the PPE kits over here, N95 masks. So that is the reason we had to import them from the other markets like China and all. And once we were aware that, and nobody was prepared for it, once we are aware of it, we have come up with the manufacturing. So that's it. Let us not forget, these are the same Congress people who had denied to take the vaccination and who had not believed in the vaccines of our India. But today, everybody have taken the vaccination. Initially, they had denied to take the vaccinations also. And let us not forget, it was from the World Health Organization that they had told that if the pandemic comes to India, then it is going to be a disaster. The people in India are going to die like flies. But thanks to the Modi government and all the healthcare workers who risked their life, and all the scientists who have come up with the vaccination, and all the industrialists who had cooperated with the government of India and come up
Dr.
with
Sudha ji, you're of course
like
coming
such
out with
fast
a
response.
detailed explanation there about this comment, and you're of course trying to justify it, and there seems to be some issue with your audio as well. We'll get that fixed. And we'll come back to you. Meanwhile, Lavanya Ballal from the Congress joins us. Lavanya ji, we just heard Dr. Sudha there trying to justify the comments. Now, John Michael D. Cunha, now the person whose report, of course, the BJP, whose report says that the BJP was involved in some questionable dealings during COVID-19, has been advised by the union minister to act like a judge and not an agent. What's your opening remark on this unsolicited suggestion coming in from Mr. Joshi?
It's an extremely unfortunate thing to do, Omkar, because the respect of the judiciary must be maintained. He is a senior retired judge, a very respected judge, and for a former parliamentary affairs minister to talk like this is very, very unfortunate. Mr. Joshi must understand, Mr. Cunha will do his duty with due diligence, right? That is why the government of Karnataka has appointed him. Now, we all know, according to the BJP MLA, senior MLA, Mr. Basavaraj Yatnal himself, he claimed there was a 40,000 crore COVID scam. This is by the BJP MLA, Omkar, who said there was a 40,000 crore scam. Investigation is going on. The interim report has come. And the interim report just talks about the PPE kit. Omkar, what is very unfortunate is all of us have seen in that period of time how people were struggling for oxygen, for beds. In Bangalore, the crematorium queue was 3 days, Omkar. 3 days to, cremate a loved one. In this situation, if some
Lavanya, just to correct you there, I'm not
and...
Omkar, my name is Ashish. Go ahead.
Sorry. I'm so sorry about getting your name wrong. Sorry. So, in this situation, if somebody just woke up one fine day and said, hey, you know what? I am going to make money out of people's misery, then I think they are incredibly horrible human beings. And to say such things about a judge is incredibly insensitive. And I think it is very damaging for the judiciary of India for politicians to make such comments about them.
Absolutely. Lavanya, in fact, we continue to talk about this. In fact, we've also accessed an exclusive report as far as this is concerned. Sudhaji, I'll talk to you about this report in particular. Now, the Commission has found instances of alleged wasteful spending, rule violations, recommending disciplinary action, of course, against officials who are responsible for this mismanagement, neglect and favoritism as well. In fact, this entire report also highlights the spending of nearly 1,800 crores on items including oxygen plants, ICUs, lab consumables. So all in all, what this report says is that there has been a massive amount of mismanagement and also very questionable dealings. How do you respond to that? I mean, you can call Mr. D.
Ashish.
Cunha as, agent, or you can call him whatever. But the people expect you to respond to these allegations, not just make personal remarks.
Ashish, let me tell you, there is a special provision in the National Disaster Act that with the permission of the cabinet, we can get the life-saving equipments irrespective of from where we are getting and what cost we are getting. It was a need of the hour. Health is wealth. I told you that to save the lives of the people was very much important, and the whole world was under the, was panicked when there was a pandemic. And we should not forget that it is our government who came up the vaccination and saved the life not only of our Indians, but it had provided vaccination to 149 countries as well. And in Karnataka also, take it the oxygen. I being a doctor, I know we have worked on field that I'm coming and sitting and commenting now, because of vindictive politics is very easy. They say that, my leaders are not cooperating with the investigation agencies. Take it from me. LK Advani ji to Yediyurappa ji, we have been cooperating with the investigation agencies. It is in history. Unlike Mr. Siddaramaiah, who squashes or completely closes the investigation agencies according to his needs and desires. And the Congress government doesn't have any authority. No, I don't want you to interrupt, Lavanya Ballal. You people don't have any authority to talk about any scams. Take it the STSC scams, take it Valmiki Nigam scam, and take it the liquor ban scam today. Take it so many scams, one after the other. You people are not ashamed that you people are looting the people of Karnataka. Take it above, the farmers are committing suicide. 1,500 farmers have committed suicide earlier. And
Dr. Sudhaji, the question was very simple. How do you respond to the allegation? Dr. Sudhaji, 1 second. Let's not have a heated debate here. I only got a couple of minutes on the broadcast. The question was simple. How do you respond to these allegations? Because this is an exclusive report that we have accessed. And I just asked you a straight question on that. And now you're starting to talk about the Congress and their allegations. I'll go across to Lavanya Ballal Jain. Lavanya ji, how do you respond to this? Because here, the response is not on the report and the details that are coming out, but instead it's about how the Congress should not question the BJP and not talk about how a retired justice should be addressed.
Yeah, well, that has been the legacy of BJP. They do not like to be questioned about the wrongdoings of their part. But we are committed to ensuring that justice is served to all the people who suffered during, COVID. We have to remember, when the PPE kits were purchased, we are just talking about PPE kits at this point of time. When PPE kits were purchased, Indian companies which were capable of purchasing and supplying this were ignored for Chinese companies. And this was at a time when Chinese goods were banned in India. We don't know why the CM's approval was not taken and records and documents were adjusted post-purchasement, and then the CM was aware that this purchasing has happened. So this is something that we are committed. We are ensuring that justice is served, and we trust in Justice De Cunha. We will never bring down the respect of the judiciary. Thank you.
All right, Lavanya ji, of course, we continue to talk about this. We continue to, discuss this report as well that has revealed shocking details. And of course, the BJP is now under fire. I've only got a minute on the broadcast. Dr. Sudhaji, 1 minute concluding remark, please.
Yeah, we have 0% tolerance to corruption, and we are very much open to the investigation. But the notice has not been served to Yediyurappa ji nor Sri Ramlu. It is just an allegation what they are putting. Let the investigation go on. We are not running. We are far away from the investigation, unlike the Congress party. And one more thing, pandemic is something which pandemic is something which is, we have handled it very high-handedly. We have handled, and the people of Karnataka and people of India know how fairly we have handled the COVID situation, pandemic situation. So this is just because of vindictive. Absolutely no. If it was a failure, you and me would not be sitting here debating, Ms. Lavanya Ballal.
Absolutely. Dr. Sudhaji, Lavanya ji, we can continue to talk about this in detail, but Dr. Sudhaji, you continue to maintain that the BJP has no involvement, and of course, the BJP does have all the right to discuss the merits of the case, about the discussion, of course, the details that have come out of the report, but calling the retired judge an agent, I mean, that's again a questionable remark that the Congress is, of course, raising questions on. We'll, of course, keep discussing that, but appreciate you all for joining us on the broadcast here for discussing this issue. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you as and when the details do come out as well.